Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Sorry it's been a while since I've done any videos. Life's just been a bit hectic with one thing and another. I had a birth of my second daughter, which is amazing, but obviously prioritised my life then, and obviously kids come first and family comes first. But now, finally starting to find a bit of time to actually get on with the project now. I've got the Mini back, so it's now back in the garage at home, so that makes a big difference as well, because I've had it over at a fabricator's and in my parents' garage just while I was doing a bit of that. So it's finally back, but lots happened really since the last video, so let's have a little bit of a recap on what's gone on. Okay, so for starters, I've added in this cross beam here, which goes across the whole width of the car. Again, it's only just a bit further back than the other cross beam that's already on there, which has got the steering rack on. The reason why I've added this extra beam in is really a couple of reasons. Just get a bit of extra strength, can't hurt to have another cross beam in. Also, off of here, I'm going to mount a plate there to have my pedal box. So that will all be top mounted, hanging down here to operate that. What else has happened? Well, yeah, so I've got started to get the steering rack all together. I have got all the U-joints for this, which goes down to the steering rack, which I just popped in just to make sure it all fits, which it does. For those that follow me on Instagram and Facebook, you'll see I've just started putting together this. So this is where the sequential shifter will mount across here. Handbrake up on here, so it just gets up in between the seats nicely so I can actually access everything. I've just got to tidy up all the wires and flatten them all back, but that's another job for another day when I can get the car outside and not make a complete mess of the workshop. Although I have done that already a little bit today, as you can see down there on the floor. The next thing I really want to do in here is try and get some framework going across from here to where the front subframe mounts through the floor. I just don't like the idea of all that going just through some thin sheet metal at the front from the front subframe. So the plan is to try and get some frame to go across to here, basically just following the contour of the floor, across here with a plate, which that can all bolt through to sort of sandwich the shell through, up and over the top. Through there, another plate on those ones there, into the corner, and then back up and joining onto sort of just here on the underneath side of where the other bracket is. Been working on the bulkhead as well, so that's coming together. I want a straight up from floor to ceiling bulkhead, not an up and over one, just because I think it'll be better for cooling, have the windows I can have vented. So just started to muckle that up out of wood, just to sort of see how that all fits, getting all the contours all in there. Obviously all along here I'm going to put on the frame itself a sheet all the way along there that will then rivet onto, or I'll just put some riv nuts and then bolt it onto there. So that's all coming together. Just put pepper mash at the top to get the shape of the roof, so that can all dry, and that will give me a good shape. I'll pull all that out, put that onto some wood, cut it all out, and that will then hopefully give me the shape that I need. Nothing else really has happened in the back of the car. And that's all pretty much as it was. Obviously, loads of parts have been arriving, some nice stuff from Carbon Weasel, as you've probably seen in one of my other videos. Just really just getting bits together really, to just try and dry build it all. But what's taken up most of my time is underneath here. And as I said, if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, K20 Charged Mini, then you'll know what's underneath here. Thanks to my help from my brother-in-law Ben, who's helped me rebuild the engine. So it's just standard K20A2 engine. I've had it rebored to 86.5 centimeters just because it needed honing, and I thought, well, I'd rather instead of just hone with a couple of gouges in one of the cylinders, I thought, well, let's just rebore it and we know we're definitely okay. Also shout out to the guys over at K20 for sorting out some awesome bits and bobs for the engine. So I've got their vented rocker cover up here, which is going to go off to a catch can, so I've got those on there. Obviously you've got the Rotarex supercharger mount all on, so that's all in the right place. Got the Skunk 2 Ultra Street intake, and the intake manifold and the throttle body here, so that should run really nice hopefully. I've got the K-tuned top mount top mount coolant inlet with also extended neck, just to allow the bleeding of the air from the coolant system, because they're an absolute nightmare on this engine. There's the thermostat that they do as well, K-tunes. So I've got that on there because I'll be running an electronic water pump. Probably get a Davis Craig one as well. And a big shout out as well to Downstar, who do all the beauty washes for all the bolts for the engine. So as you can see, I've gone for the blue to match the rest of the car. Obviously a lot of the blue accessories, sort of like K20 etc. I have blue, but all are really nice engine bolts, all in the blue. That's all from Downstar, so shout out to those guys because they're absolutely awesome, just really help finish off the engine. I haven't got the water pump on yet because basically I'm going to have a blanking plate on here just to blank all that off completely. Just probably do it in alley, may well anodise it yet, or maybe leave it plain anodised, just like the K-tuned tensioner cover there. So I'm running an electronic water pump, so I don't need to have a water pump on there. That just takes a bit of extra drag off the engine. So that's really where most of my time's been spent. It's got, I don't know if I mentioned, it's got K1 rods forged and JE pistons. Yeah, basically just replaced everything inside pretty much. Obviously got new timing chains, new tensioners. Cams were alright, there wasn't really any showing signs of wear on those, to be fair. It's actually quite a low mileage engine, so it's all in really good nick inside really. It's just sort of overhauled it, baffled the sump as well, just to make sure I don't get any starvation, so that's all good. So yeah, that's really where we're up to with the project. That sort of caught you up, hopefully. Let's crack on with this episode. Yeah, something else I should mention, or I did mention earlier on, and that was the fact I've got a sequential shifter going in. Really that can mean only one thing, and that's a sequential gearbox. So the guys over at Momentum Motorsport, shout out to Tom there, really top guy, very knowledgeable, filled me in on all my ignorance, and helped me basically sort this out really. So we've gone for a drag setup, just to sort of elongate the first and second gears really, because to put that much power through it, I want to have a nice long first and second gear to try and eliminate as much wheel spin as I can. We've got an LSD going in it as well, so I've got all that to build, so that's another thing on the list to build, along with all the other, well, 10,482 jobs left to do and counting. So yeah, plenty of work left to do, but not a bad way to spend your spare time, is it? I guess, could be worse. What else needed doing? I had a few ideas obviously in my mind, sleepless nights, just sort of laying in bed thinking, oh yeah, I can get that done. Sort of then seeing the car again in person, just sort of a few of those ideas have to sort of tweaking things there. That's why you should never try and build a car lying in bed trying to go to sleep. But to be fair, some of my good ideas have come up from that time. So what have I managed to finish off? Well, as I said, got all the front end all tidied up now, so happy that that's all ready. I've also managed to tidy up the welding all along the box there. I've not done this front weld because it's actually quite a neat sort of weld, so I'm not too worried about that. But I tidied it all up the sides and the top edge as well. Other than that, really, what else have I done? Well, I've done a few sort of cardboard sketches, which I'm going to sort out when I get inside and draw it properly. So panel here, which is going to be the folder going along the foot boards here for where the frame mounts onto, as I said earlier. So these ones here, it's going to crap out of the way. It's basically just going to bridge this here to strengthen all that. So I've done those ones there. I've also done the dimensions here for the crossbar for the petrol tank, and also to stay for the radiator. So if I grab a bit of this gash metal here, so basically, yeah, so I've measured it across, so I'm basically putting a piece all the way across from side to side here to mount the radiator on, not radiator, sorry, mount the fuel cell on, which will be the same height as the standard sort of fuel blazers here, so that will come across the whole width here, as I said earlier. That way that will strengthen the whole lot. And also the one for the radiator is basically just going to be this sort of shape here on top of the frame, mounted like so. And that way then the radiator will sort of sit on top of that, give us a bit of clearance for the petrol tank. And then what I'll do is sort of in underneath here, I'll basically just put some sort of rods. So in theory, you can sort of see a very rubbish sketch here. This one here, so as it floats out over the top, there'll basically just be a couple of dowels sort of coming down. See if I can hold it for you. So when it comes like this, say, there'll be a couple of dowels going from there down onto here on a bit of an angle, like a support underneath it, just to sort of stop the flexing backwards like that, basically, as it falls off in my hand. So yeah, so that's the idea of that. So I've got all that measured up, and also this really tricky piece, which is going to be an absolute nightmare to make. Basically, I want to try and do it all in one piece. So this is to cover the bulkhead. So the idea is it's going to wrap along the front of the bulkhead, round the sides, up the side of the inner wing, and also have a little lip along, so that I can then seal that along the scuttle. So that's what it looks like on a rubbish sketch, but dimensions. So basically it's going to go up here, flat across, and it's going to join on, as you can see here. There's like this cut in here, so it's going to be flat out from here down, obviously wrap around the sides here and come all up here to this point, flat across the whole top. And then my reservoirs are all going to mount inside that bulkhead, so basically from the outside it'll just be a nice sort of, you know, sheet coming up and flat. You just see the reservoir caps sticking out, the three of them there, and obviously you'll get access to those from inside the actual front end here, but all of the actual reservoirs will be in the cab itself, so I can easily check and keep an eye on the levels. And as I said, where that flat bit comes across here, there'll just be a little lip, sort of an inch, all the way across from there to there, and I can easily then get a gusset in there of metal and just wrap it all the way along here to seal onto that sort of return, and that should then seal the bulkhead. So I've done the dimensions of that, now I've just got to draw up neatly inside. So that's the homework for tonight, and hopefully that's the first of many more videos to come. As I said, the project's going to start to come together a bit quicker now. I'll try and get the gearbox built at some point, because that's just sitting there just staring at me every time I come in. So desperate to get that built and get that bolted onto the engine. That's why I need to get the engine in, really, just so as I can work out the space I've got for mounting all the other radiators and get those brackets sorted. But one job at a time, eh? Cheers guys for tuning in. If you like the video, please subscribe to my channel. Also, you can like my Instagram and Facebook pages. I said just search K20 Charged Mini. And yeah, any sort of comments, just look forward to hearing any of your thoughts and ideas, anything you do differently or anything you think I could do better. Just, yeah, always open to some ideas. But there we go, until next time, we'll see you then. Cheers guys, bye.